Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to review the Red Sea Reefer Ultimate Return Line Upgrade Kit from VCA. Okay guys, so I recently got this upgrade kit for my return line. It comes with a few 3D printed parts from VCA, Vivid Creative Aquatics. Yep. So before I had this broad line style return where it's a 1/4 inch lock line, and I forgot what this part is, but it's like a screwed in fitting that you put some Teflon tape and you shove it inside the stock return line. And you know that I really like the broad field return, but I was curious about this VCA part. So it comes with this slip fitting that you just push onto the stock return, a Y splitter, a 1/2 inch lock line, and two random flow generating nozzles. And I'm really curious about these, so that's why I purchased the kit. It was took a couple of seconds to install. Just remove my broad field return and slip this fitting on. So I put it on, and first thoughts is like I'm okay with it. One issue is that if you like to have your return line close to the surface of the water, then just know that these VCA have holes that suck in water. But if you put them close to the top of your tank, then you're going to get this gurgling sound, which I'm not sure if you hear really well. But it's this kind of annoying gurgling sounds, and you get some micro bubbles as well. So they have to kind of be quite a few, like maybe 1/2 inch below the water line. The other issue that I have with them is that with my current return pump, which is the J-Cod, they recommend, I think, about 400 gallons per hour. Actually, hold on. Here's the recommendations. So the suggested flow is 35. Sorry, optimum is about 640 gallons per hour. So right now, my return pump, which is the J-Cod, is not actually putting that much out there. And to get the J-Cod to crank that much power through, the pump gets really noisy. So what I'm going to have to do is reinstall my Vectra M1 onto the tank and crank up the volume through the return line to make this the random flow generator effective. Right now, if I put my hands out there, I feel a little bit of random flow, but it's really subtle, and that's with the J-Cod return pump running at about 40%. So I could get, if I could crank the J-Cod to 100%, then I get more random flow, but it gets too noisy. So Vectra is going to go back on, and I'm going to tune up the flow so that way I get the most out of the VCA nozzles. Okay, so I have my M1 back on. It is so nice. I forgot how quiet this thing is. The water that you hear trickling is just from the fuse returning back to the return chamber. And so these nozzles are putting a little bit more random flow now. I have the return pushing about 400 gallons per hour right now. Yeah, it's really hard to tell, but if you put your hands on it, you could feel the random flow run up and down and the side. So yeah, my only complaint about these is the holes that, like, see how it gurgles if you put them too close to the surface and get air bubbles. So you really have to push them down. It's not a big deal that they're a little bit lower here, but because they're lower into the water line, one thing that you have to worry about is when you have a power outage, then water is going to siphon from your tank back to the your sump, and the more the deeper these nozzles are in the tank, the more water you're going to siphon out of the tank. So I actually did a power out test with these just to make sure that things are okay, and you know they're decent. But obviously with the nozzles, if the nozzles were right at the water line, then you're siphoning less water out of your tank. So that just gives you some more wiggle room. But I'll keep them on and test them out for a few more weeks before I make a decision of keeping them or putting back my other return nozzle. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching and see you around.